Next up, we got the 49ers are in shambles. Now, 49ers. Now, we all been saying that the 49ers are a second half team, or that's how they was playing in the playoffs. And I was literally saying, like, bro, y'all can't play like that in the Super Bowl versus Pat Mahomes. He gonna put up 50 in the first half. If you let him, he gonna do it. He put up 50. All right. But first half, it was a defensive game. You know what I'm saying? But we didn't know, or I didn't know, Pat Mahomes loved a comeback game. He loved it. He loved comebacks. It gave him the drive that he need and the energy and the fuel to want to win the game. He'd be chilling in the first half. You know what I'm saying? And that's exactly what y'all let him do. 49ers, like I said, I still mess with y'all. So I'm not gonna bash y'all or nothing like that. But I ain't gonna lie, y'all should have won that game, bro. Y'all had a better team. I still gotta be biased, bro. Unbiased, bro. Unbiased. Y'all should have won. Y'all got the better team, literally. But hey, when more videos like this, hit that like button, that subscribe button. Let's just hop into it.
Okay, this might have been the last day.
Damn, they talking about he might not even come back.
That's all I got.
I ain't gonna lie, Aiyuk, you might as well Aiyukin. You might as well come with my boy Ramen, man. I ain't gonna lie, Lions need you. Imagine, oh my God, imagine Aiyuk come to the Lions. We're going to Super Bowl next year. Oh my God. He don't want to talk.
I know it's been a very brutal week for San Francisco 49ers fans, and it seems like, unfortunately, things are getting a little worse. Now, all of this can be rationalized because, obviously, when your team lost the Super Bowl and you came this close, obviously some tempers are going to
Yes, sir, Ravens, Lions.
In this particular instance, it seems almost calculated that Brandon Aiyuk is trying to leave the San Francisco 49ers.
So, Brandon Aiyuk is trying to leave? Oh my God. Bro, this is serious. Hold on, we might get Aiyuk. Now, I'm a new NFL fan, so I don't know how the trades and stuff work. Does it depend on, like, what is somebody explain to me. Does it play on, like, your record? Is it something like that? Not your record. Yeah, your record or how good your team is. Just like with the draft, if you a trash team, you go first, and if you're a good team, you go last. You know what I'm saying? Is this something like that, or like, I don't know. This is like, somebody explain to me in the comments. How it go?
Calculated that Brandon Aiyuk is trying to leave
Dang.
the San Francisco 49ers. And there's a lot of misinformation out there. There's a lot of parts of this that don't make sense. And I feel like it warranted a video. So before we get to the content, make sure you drop like, subscribe, and turn on our notifications to help the channel grow. Now that we get all that out of the way, work!
W microphone. Go subscribe. Go subscribe.
My Super Bowl picks that I made in my content with the Patrick Mahomes free swear didn't hit. But the one that I posted onto my story did hit. And you guys let me know how much money you can now. Hello on everybody. At this point, you might be very familiar with San Francisco 49ers wide receivers causing trouble. I mean, literally a week ago, we made a video on how Deebo Samuel got finessed into beefing with Cam Newton. If you guys don't remember this is as a result of Cam Newton saying that Brock Purdy is a game manager. Deebo Samuel came to Brock Purdy's defense and called out Cam Newton on the Up and Adam show.
First of all, Cam Newton stopped texting my phone, bro. He was a fan like 2 weeks ago. Like, that's mad crazy. Like, you wanted me on your podcast after talking about my quarterback, which is funny to me.
Cam Newton would say that he doesn't even have Deebo Samuel's number.
You must stop the cap, bro. Now, my point is this. You said something like, Cam, stop calling my phone. Like, well, I don't got your number.
And at that point, you would see these hysterical images of someone impersonating Cam Newton, texting Deebo Samuel, and it even got to a point where Deebo Samuel called the number that he thought was Cam.
This is after they lose. Bro, beefing with the internet. You can't beef with the internet, bro. You're not going to win. You're not going to win, bro. You're not going to win. There you go. There you go, Cam. We can't even see what it say. Fuck you, Deebo. Good game tonight, bro. Damn, this is my good game after he lost. He's talking about you trying to hop on? I don't know who this is. Cam Newton, killer.
Deebo Deebo Samuel, and it even got to a point
why
where
he saying like
Deebo
that?
Samuel called the number that he thought was Cam Newton.
By
Yeah, bro, it's
kids.
been a minute. I was hoping to connect with you, bro. I mean, we got some boys that look up to you, you know what I mean?
What going on?
Nothing, bro. I mean, I was just hoping to talk. I mean, I don't know if you're busy right now, but I mean, I was just honestly calling to, you know, whatever you got for the.
It seems like now
He don't know what. He's nervous as hell. He nervous as hell. He don't know what the hell. What's it? He over try to turn his phone up. You know, a nigga started clicking all the buttons on his phone. You know, he not.
Honestly, calling to, you know, whatever you got for the.
It seems like now
What?
Deebo Samuel
What did he
is
say?
working with an individual that was on last year's Super Bowl losing team, Fletcher Cox, who immediately called out Deebo Samuel the moment that the San Francisco 49ers lost the Super Bowl with very
What?
warranted trash talk. I still got something you ain't got. Yeah, I've been holding this one in, son. EAD. I wonder what EAD stands for. Eat a dandelion? I don't know. Let me know in the comment section down below. Immediately after the Super Bowl ended, man, obviously all of the San Francisco 49ers were emotional. And how could you not be? It's so difficult to make it to the Super Bowl. This is a team that's made it to the Super Bowl 2 times in the past 5 years. And it got so bad that you even saw the San Francisco 49ers offensive lineman, John Feliciano, blaming Spencer Buford for missing a crucial block that allowed a free rusher to Brock Purdy.
Yeah, he did sell. We was just talking about it. He did
The guy
sell.
that was supposed to block him blocks him.
He
Spencer
did
Buford
sell.
saying-
So literally was it third down or yeah, it was third down in the red zone. Instead of blocking the most unguarded, the hardest guarded D tackle in the league, you leave him wide open for an easy sack or easy pressure. Come on, bro. He's so hard. He's so super
missing
hard.
A crucial block that allowed a free rusher to Brock Purdy. I mean, saying a quick chop is not needed if the guy that was supposed to block him blocks him. Spencer Buford responded saying, "Sheesh, I opened my app to get to this. Get well soon, bro." And then he said, "I'm sorry, bro. I woke up hungover and trying to have one's back. I hurt you up and I apologize. You got nothing but greatness ahead of you. I'm sorry, bro." I give him a pass.
These
I'd
niggas
be
beefing
emotional
each
if I
other
was the
and
guy
shit.
that missed the block on Chris Jones. I'd be emotional if I was on the offensive line. I would be blaming everyone. And then after I simmered down, I would realize like, hey, we gave it our best and we ended up losing. You could make so many excuses as to why the 49ers didn't win the Super Bowl. I mean, the Christian McCaffrey fumble, the special teams fumble, a missed extra point, every drive getting sandbagged by offensive penalties, and the receivers somehow losing the ball in the air twice. You could blame the fact that Kyle Shanahan elected to receive the ball immediately and not know the overtime rules. At the end of the day, what's done is done. But that isn't stopping more.
But what does that mean though? You don't know the overtime rules, okay? And at the end of the day, if you go score a touchdown, that's the best case scenario. So even if you do elect to receive, just go score a touchdown first. Whatever, you know what I'm saying? Why you want to play defense so bad now? Nah, because if you think about it, if you the second, I mean honestly, it depends on how you feel. It depends on what position you in. Because if you are the first team that receives, you could get like anxiety because you got to be the first one to score, so you might try to overthink it. But you could get the same shit by if you're the second team. If you think about it, if you the team that got to score a second, you gotta be like, okay, they already scored. Like if we don't get this drive, we gonna lose the game. That's be in your mind. You know what I'm saying? But so it don't even matter, honestly, bro. Y'all had to go score, bro. Y'all just didn't score. Don't try to blame it on whatever.
Not know the overtime rules. At the end of the day, what's done is done. But that isn't stopping more members of the San Francisco 49ers from being emotional. Another individual that was really sad about the final play that he was on the field for the Super Bowl is none other than Brandon Aiyuk. On this 3rd and 4, when Brock Purdy got hit by Chris Jones, if you take a look at Brandon Aiyuk, in this particular instance, he's wide open. Purdy doesn't even have the opportunity to look at him.
Oh, he is wide. I think I do remember seeing this now I think about it. He was wide. Oh my God. He was wide open.
Nope.
He was wide open, yo. Hold on. So yeah, this is Chris Jones.
Hit by Chris
He literally slid. I think he slid all the way to the left instead of
If you take a look
blocking
at
his man.
Brandon Aiyuk, in this
He slid all the way left and left him wide open.
particular instance, he's wide open. Purdy doesn't even have the opportunity to look at him. But if he had 1 or 2 seconds longer, it would have been a touchdown. Maybe the 49ers win at that point. And following that game, Brandon Aiyuk was overcome with emotion, saying this.
Dog, he talking about overcome with emotion, so he said this. Dog. Aiyuk can. Let's come to the Lions, bro. I know you want to come to us. I know.
Guys that came in to work. Guys that came in to work to be champions every single day.
Bro, saying filler words.
That's all I got. Thanks, man.
And again, don't blame Brandon Aiyuk for feeling that way. I don't blame any individual for crying after losing the biggest game of their career. Again, nothing's guaranteed. You don't know if you're going to make it back to this point. Dan Campbell said it best after the Detroit Lions lost the NFC Championship. But Brandon Aiyuk had a career year, his second consecutive year where he guaranteed. You don't know if you're going to make it back to this point. Dan Campbell said it best after the Detroit Lions lost the NFC Championship. But Brandon Aiyuk had a career year, his best after the Detroit Lions lost the NFC Championship. But Brandon Aiyuk had a career year, his second consecutive year where he went over 1,000 yards receiving. But this year, he was an All-Pro. He established himself as the wide receiver 1 for the San Francisco 49ers. And another thing he mentioned during that post-game press conference was his future in San Francisco. This is what started to shock 49ers fans.
It's your hope to remain at 49ers moving forward?
Typically, we don't really make full-length videos on one cryptic message from a player during an emotional moment following a very big game when their season ends. We've seen this all the time. How many times have you seen Aaron Rodgers tell you that his future in Green Bay isn't guaranteed? He did it for the final 3 years as a member of the Green Bay Packers.
Any idea who's going to be there? Anybody who's going to be quarterbacking in the number 12 jersey?
Yeah, I don't know, BA. Let's see.
But it seemed like this was a coordinated attack, because the very next day, Brandon Aiyuk's girlfriend said that they might not be in San Francisco.
Okay, this might have been the last day we touched foot on Levi Stadium, me and Braylon, because we might not be out here next season.
And you could tell this was coordinated because Brandon Aiyuk's brother, or best friend in this instance, also tweeted something about the San Francisco 49ers, but it was a little bit more aggressive in my opinion, saying, "This is the exact reason why we're leaving San Francisco. Thank you 49ers for drafting my brother. We are forever grateful. BA to Vegas. Why does your all-pro 1,300-yard receiver have 3 catches in the Super Bowl?"
He's getting locked, buddy. He was getting locked. He was getting locked. He was getting locked.
This is exactly like 2 years ago when the San Francisco 49ers were dealing with Deebo Samuel doing the same exact thing. Only in the case of Brandon Aiyuk, he's doing it a little sooner. And by the way, Brandon Aiyuk joined in on this, posting "Don't forget what got you there" onto his story. Now, why would he do this? The timing is "Don't forget what got you there."
Don't forget what you got you there. I mean, what the fuck is he trying to say? Don't forget what you got you there. Huh? Bro. Don't forget what you got you there. 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 Okay. Great English, bro.
Onto his story. Now, why would he do this? The timing is very interesting to say the least, because what's going to end up happening to Brandon Aiyuk is he has a 5th-year option that's going to pay him $14 million, and the 49ers are probably going to exercise that option, and that's when you get to the point where you could start negotiating a long-term deal. Bear in mind, in the case of Deebo Samuel wasn't drafted in the first round of the NFL draft. Brandon Aiyuk is. The 49ers essentially get Brandon Aiyuk on a rookie scale contract for 1 more season. So why is Brandon Aiyuk doing all of this? Does Brandon Aiyuk actually want to leave? Well, in this particular instance, he can't leave. He's still under contract for 1 more year. The reason he's doing all this is because he wants a contract extension. It's in the 49ers' best interest to extend Brandon Aiyuk as soon as possible, because at the very same time, CeeDee Lamb is already negotiating a contract extension with the Dallas Cowboys. Now, pay very close attention here, because this is where you have a little bit of of a problem. If you guys remember, the 2020 NFL Draft featured one of the deepest wide receiver classes that we've seen in recent memory. Henry Ruggs was supposed to be the fastest player in that class, and he was actually doing really well in year 2 before a horrific mistake and a terrible decision on his part ruined his life. Jerry Jeudy was a miss, unfortunately. CeeDee Lamb was a huge home run for the Dallas Cowboys. And then you have Jalen Reagor, who was a miss. Justin Jefferson, that was a hit. Brandon Aiyuk, that was a hit. And then you have T. Higgins, Michael Pittman Jr. I used to include Chase Claypool in this list, but he's not really there anymore. Now, the reason why I'm mentioning this is if you were drafted in the first round of this NFL draft, you still have a 5th-year option available to you, but the second round picks are looking to get paid now. T. Higgins and Michael Pittman Jr. are up for contract extensions, but the most important person that you want to beat out in this particular instance is Justin Jefferson, especially if you're the Dallas Cowboys and if you're the San Francisco 49ers. You don't want to pay your wide receiver after Justin Jefferson gets his contract. And in the case of the Minnesota Vikings, I think they're probably going to wait to pay Justin Jefferson so they can figure out what the wide receiver market is, because the wide receiver market exploded in the summer of 2022 when you saw Tyreek Hill and Devontae Adams completely reset the market at the wide receiver position. So the 49ers have two options here. They could either exercise Aiyuk's 5th-year option and then franchise tag him next year, but the problem is at that point, Brock Purdy's time to get a contract extension would be coming up. Purdy's contract is going to be expiring in the summer of 2026, so that's when you'd want to potentially explore extending Brock Purdy before his price tag becomes too expensive. And when Brock Purdy gets his extension, that's when you're going to have to make some tough decisions on the rest of this 49ers roster. So at the end of the day, I think Brandon Aiyuk is just trying to leverage his situation to get a contract extension now. I don't think the 49ers are going to trade him. I don't think he's going to leave. He physically cannot leave until next offseason. This is just him trying to get a contract extension now that the season is over. And on top of this, the San Francisco 49ers made a very controversial decision today, announcing that they've officially parted ways with their defensive coordinator, Steve Wilks. This is coming straight from Adam Schefter. As a matter of fact, Kyle Shanahan straight up says that he fired Steve Wilks during a conference call. And 49ers fans feel some type of way about this, because on one hand, throughout the Shanahan era, you had Robert Saleh, D'Amico Ryans, and Steve Wilks. Now you're going on your 4th defensive coordinator, which sucks when you have a group of all pros on the defensive side of the football, especially when defense was a very strong point for the San Francisco 49ers. Now, was Steve Wilks very aggressive in the way he ran his defense? Did he blitz a lot? Yeah, he blitzed a lot. But of course, it ended up working because the 49ers not only made it to the Super Bowl, but they held Patrick Mahomes to 19 points in 4 quarters. I think it's a little unnecessary to point the blame finger at Steve Wilks. I certainly don't think he deserves to be fired. I certainly don't think the blame falls squarely on his shoulders. And I think it's a little cheap that he is getting the blame. Maybe Kyle Shanahan has someone better in mind, but all I could say is having a revolving door at defensive coordinator when you have players like Nick Bosa, Charvarius Ward, Fred Warner on the defensive side of the football, it's not necessarily ideal. If you're a 49ers fan, let me know in the comment section down below what you think is going to happen to Brandon Aiyuk. Aside from that, I'm your boy Mike.
I need to come to the Lions, honestly. We need you. Yeah.